Okay, so welcome back to our denim premium section. So right now, I need you to pay attention and see how we got this diagram. This is the back panel. This is the back part of your denim jacket. It's very easy. Remember, I promised you that this class is going to be very easy, straight to the point, and you will have a room to ask a question when the time gets there. So I need you to pay attention and see what I've done here. Remember, this is your front panel. Remember, this is your 1-inch button or zip allowance. So I'm going to place the back panel right now. I need you to pay exclusive attention and see what I did while placing the back panel. I made sure that the back panel didn't start directly at the front where the front starts from. It started after the 1-inch zip or button allowance. So this is it. This is how you're going to place yours and start chalking. So how did we get this straight line? We remember at the front shoulder drop for your jacket, we did -1. On this, the back panel, you are going to do less than ½ inch minus, because the back will continue the length and the shoulder part of the jacket. So what we did here, we did minus, we divided ½ inches, we divided 1 inches into 2, so we got ½ inches on this part. Then we came to this part, we divided ½ inch, less than ½ inches into 2, so we got here, because that's how we got this straight line that you're seeing here for the shoulder drop. So let's continue. Then we got, remember the front panel, we did 10 inches minus 1 inches to get our armhole. So at the back panel now, we did 10.5 inches to get our armhole and minus ½ inches for the shoulder drop. So what we have total from here to here is 10 inches after cutting out your ½ inch that you've added for the shoulder drop. So that is how we got this line. Then we continue straight. We got, remember the jacket length is 23. We got our 23. That's how we got this line. We added extra 1 inch for your, when you cut out your back yoke, your joining, you will still be left with the accurate length measurement. So that's how we got this straight line. So remember, I told you at this juncture, if your shoulder is 20, you're going to divide the shoulder into 2. So we divided our shoulder into 2, starting after our front panel allowance for zip, and where the back panel also started, we got our 10 inches for our shoulder. So that is how we got from here to determine to be our shoulder. What did we do? We moved down to our armhole point, where we are using as our chest point. What do we do? From inward, we got our 10. Remember, our chest is 40. We divided it by 4. We got 10. Then we added extra 1.5 inches for both sewing allowance and breathing allowance. So we move to the down. What did we do? Remember, your back, your jacket chest is 40. The down part, because you don't want, because the down part and the upper part are not equal in size. The down part is usually a little bit smaller, an inch smaller than the upper part. So we got 39. We divided it into 4, I mean to say. So we got 9.5 points, 4.3 in 2 inches, sorry. So we now added extra 1.5 inch as we did on the upper side. So that is how we got this and got this. So what did we do? As usual, we connect here to this place. We also connected this one to this place, so to specify our measurements. Now remember, we had already gotten our yoke from the 10 0.5 inches we marked for our armhole allowance. But if you're making a jacket that the style requires the yoke panel to be more longer, you can also do that. It doesn't necessarily mean that it has to stop by your armhole. If you want a yoke that is shorter, you can also still mark it. So it all depends on the type of jacket you're making and how you want your yoke to appear. But this is just like the fundamental, what you need. Once you have this, you can be able to create any jacket. So now, remember, I told you that jacket comes with darts. So the back also has this dart. Remember, we divided the chest into 4, now divided it again by 2. We got 5 inches. That's how we're able to determine the center. So this is it. We now divided the 10 by 2. We got our 5. So that's how we got the center line for our dart. Then less than half 1 inches, we divided it into 2. So less than 1 inches, we divided half inches into 2. We got 1 inch here, 1 inch here. So that's how we got these two lines. So when you cut them out, you join them back to give you that dart shape. So remember, when you get your shoulder measurement from here to here, you also get your chest measurement from here to here. You connect it. even if even if the shoulder is not 10, even if the shoulder is not 10, even if the shoulder is smaller, still connect it. While you're joining and trimming, you can now position your actual shoulder. Remember, so that's how we connected this to this, and we now employed our French curve ruler to give us our proper armhole shape, right? So now let's move to the neck, which is very, very important. A lot of people get here confusing. So remember, the front panel, we did the depthness of the neck 3 inches. So here we did what? We were doing it 1 inches because your front and the back depth are not going to be the same depth. So what we did was we marked from our half inch removed from the neck part, we got 1 inches. So we marked our 1 inches here. Then the wideness, remember the front wideness is 2.5. So what do? We got our 2.5 wideness. So we marked our 2.5 wideness here. We also came down to the 1 inch, marked our 1.5 and 2.5 wideness. Then we marked our 1.5 and marked our 1 inches length. Then we connect, employed our curve French ruler to finish the job for us. So that is how we got this place. That's how we got the neck. So this is the back part. I told you it's very easy. Once you have achieved the front, the back is very easy. It's very, very easy. So right now, this is your front panel, and also this is your back panel. So on our next class, we are going to be cutting them out and also joining them. Then also in our upper class, we will run the trouser. Thank you for watching. The comment section is open if you have any question to ask. Thank you. God bless you. Hey.